So，我们就一个一个问吧。
好，
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. So the first questions, this is for everyone. Like, how do you make your moves and things look so easy and smooth?
Hey,
Is it just Because when you dance, you guys look so natural, and then it's like you guys pretty much like freestyling. Just wondering, how do you guys?
a lot of practice, then it makes it look easy.
Uh-huh.
Like, I think everybody here can practice a lot. We really repeat the move like thousands of times to make it look easy. The moves are not easy, but it's just like repetition.
Just repetition for
Yeah.
the moves and sets.
Yeah, for sure.
That should be your goal. If you break, you want to make it look fresh and easy. So yeah, I think repetition and the amount of years we've been breaking, like more than 10 years for me, you know.
More than 20 years for you.
Yeah,
Oh, so neat. Damn, when did you start?
in 2000.
2000.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. What about the brain? Like, how do you make your stuff look so easy and fresh?
For me, it's obviously it's repetition of some sort, and then figure out how to make it feel natural to me, so it's easy to do.
Oh, okay.
So I have to figure out like
How do you figure out how to make it natural? What does it mean?
I would figure out what is the easiest way to get into it, the easiest way to get out of it,
Okay.
because that's gonna be like my standard. And then from there, I would figure out all the ways like to build on it, so I have more ways to make it feel like second nature for me. So whenever I feel something is way easier and secure, it's much easier to play with.
But sometimes you have moves. For example, you have like this particular transition that you really like, but what if it's unnatural to you? Like, do you?
It's also the body type. I think it's like we all like share like a different type and technique in our body that we train, and that's why it looks so easy, because certain moves they are really easy for me, but not so easy for him. But again, for him, it's a lot of stuff really easy for him, not easy for me. So it's like the body type.
That is like you have to understand the body first.
Yes, like the way he dances, it's like it's easy for him.
Yeah.
It's hard for us because it's again.
Your body type.
Yeah, I get it.
So you guys really take time to understand your body and like to know.
You have to grow with age.
I feel like you have to, because most of the time, at least for my sakes, it's like it's 60% mental and 40% actually physical, because I won't be able to do it if I can't understand what I'm doing. So the more I understand it, the easier it is for me to dissect it and actually approach it, so it becomes second nature to my body to do. And that's where it becomes like a thought that you react to. Instead of thinking, okay, I need to do this, and then having to think through everything you do, you just think of it and it happens. It's like, it should be as easy, theoretically, it should be as easy as when you walk and you see a crack and you need to step over it. It's not like you think, I need to lift my leg, I need to go all the way over the crack, and then I need to switch my weight. You just see a crack and you go over it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how I feel like it should become
But are
that
you
type of nature.
not worried about repeating the same moves and stuff, like, or repeating the same? Like, eventually it becomes a set, right? If everything's easy, it becomes a set. But you don't always want to do the whole set.
Like for me, it's like I like to create a lot, like new moves, because it matters a lot for me. I think it's part of this game to bring something new to the culture for other people to develop as well.
Yeah.
So when I have new stuff, I try to, like, first you create, but then you should try to dance these moves. You know, like it's just how we said before. Like you dance it, and when you dance it, you're gonna find different ways to get into it and out of it. You know, and you should just repeat this, but just not just repeat one move, but you dance, and into your freestyle you bring that move somehow, many times. You know, so then it becomes natural in your system. You know, because you repeat it a lot, but in different ways.
Yeah. That's the key. Okay, let's get into the second one. All right. How do each one of you develop your style? Like, how do you find it? Because it's one of the big questions in the community right here. Like people say, oh, you copy moves and stuff. You should develop your own style. But the question is, how do we start creating our own style? You wanna go first?
First of all, I think you should understand about your body. Like everybody's different, and like I just share my experience. I try to start with what is easy for me. You know, like quick example, like air flares, like elbow track, balance stuff, a little bit like growing flexibility. This is super easy for me. So this is the first stuff I'm gonna try to dig. You know, but to make it look nice, I try to mix this with foundation. Yeah, so it's not like just gymnastic moves. So you try to make it with foundation. And that was a big mistake I did before. It was really static, but now I try to think of these moves also with a like 3D effect, like or trying with rotation, or like not only facing one face, one spot. So it gives a little bit texture of the moves. Yeah.
What do you mean by foundation? Like, what are the foundations? Like,
Foundation is what everybody knows.
oh yeah, those foundations are
basic, like the basic footwork, basic freezes, basic
I see.
go downs. You know, we should never like forget about this because it's breaking.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the core, and the core of breaking. If you don't show your foundation, then you're not really breaking. So you shouldn't. You want to be creative, but you don't want to be something else that is not breaking.
True.
You know.
Right.
I went through this at a period of my breaking career, and I learned like you should present. You can create, but you should present it in a breaking way. So yeah, you shouldn't
in a
forget
breaking
about
way.
the
Yeah,
foundations.
breaking is the rules of these coaches and dancing. 没有什么问题吗？都 OK。OK。You wanna share your?
Yeah,
What
also
is
what
it?
he said, like I think for me it's also like you start with your foundation, like
Yeah.
power foundation, like tricks foundation, and then you just think like for me it was more, yeah. Also when I started breaking, like a lot of people they had like their own individual style, how they are, the character, the way they move. For me it was like more like I want to be like this too, so I was really focusing on why I'm good at it. And for me it was easy to create my own stuff, because for me it was like I worked a lot like with reverse stuff, and I learned my moves, like example like my power, I learned it with my left arm I started, and my chair was with my right arm, so it was always against each other. So I had to be really creative to start creating like more basics out of this for my own stuff. And then it's also fun to create your own stuff. Like I always say, like if you're a shadow and you're dancing, people have to recognize you directly
From the shadow.
from the shadow. If they don't see your face, they can recognize your moves and the way you are like creating and being original. So
Yes,
this is
yes.
like for me it's really a big part. Of course you have to stay inside the breaking, but it's really important to be original, like be your own self. Like this has always been in breaking. Like everybody that started, like I started, Salagat, and he already had his own way of breaking.
Yeah.
Rika has his own way of breaking. You don't have to be doing like big moves. It's more like doing like original movements, because this can get you really far with breaking. Like at one point your body get tired.
Yeah.
You can't like really hit the big stuff anymore. You have to be creative.
Yeah.
And this is like for a long time. Yeah.
So for movements, like, what do you mean by movements?
Movements is like example, like if you do a flare,
Yeah.
you have to do it in your own way. That like you can create a movement out of it. A movement is like, it's not like just a move, it's just the way you use the move, you know?
The way you use the move.
Yes, yes, you have to use it in a way, in your own way.
Do you have example?
Shit, yeah, like today, like example, today in a movement, I did this one, like the flare, like in the final, my last move that I did was like, I did this one, I did to my shoulder halo, like jump. It's like, it's a movement. It's like, you can't really say like what is the basic in this.
Oh, true.
I use a flare, I
Yeah.
use a blow up, I use another shoulder halo, it's kind of transition.
Yeah.
You have to make it in your own way. and you have to really do it unexpected. Like people don't like if they can like predict what you're gonna do,
Yeah.
then it's not good. You know, then it's
Exactly.
like be unpredictable.
You won't be surprised. You won't be
Yes,
surprised.
exactly. And for him, yes, like when he does his air flare, he lands on his foot, then he goes to an elbow slide, it's a movement.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily doing like air flare, doing something crazy. No, it's this. What he does, this is already like only he can do it. And you have to be original.
That's a very interesting point. Thanks
Same
for
for
sharing.
him.
Yeah.
Like you can't predict what he's gonna do. Is he gonna flip, do something
Yeah.
dope?
Yeah.
Same again.
What about you? How do you be so unpredictable? I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I build it. I actually build my style off, which is kind of funny because I lacked a lot of things when I started breaking. But the very first things that I learned was actually power moves, and I've always been leg strong. So for some reason, I've been really good at flips,
Yeah.
which helped me a lot. And I started off mainly, just doing that, and then learning some other styles as well, which kind of gave me an idea to how I wanted to, for instance, do top rock and just dance, because majority of the things that I do aren't really that technically high level if you look at, for instance, him or him.
Yeah.
But I found out a way to make it that high level from solely using the things that I think is really nice.
Yeah.
So I really had to I just sat down and I started to analyze what I really love about breaking
Yeah.
and how I want to do it. And then step by step started to get good at this. I started to build my foundation in first top rocks, and then how do I evolve so it feels good to me, and then I had to fix my footwork because it was looking like shit for a long time.
Yeah.
And how do I become more free in that?
Yeah.
How do I actually like connect that with my freezes, just step by step, starting to like, it's like Lego. I built one and then I
Each one by one, yeah.
destroyed it, and then I built another one and destroyed that, so I can always build to my breaking. And that came from really being honest, also knowing my body type itself, and then what my strength is and what my weaknesses are. But then how to turn my weaknesses into attributes for my strength.
Yeah.
And I mean, it purely came down to, it helped me a lot to just do the stuff that I like. I took a lot of inspiration for the things that I find dope. Like I'd watch anime, I'd watch basketball, I'd skateboard, and then architecture, like geometry and architecture, because you see a lot of weird shapes and like forms. And in Scandinavia, where I'm from, a lot of people aren't really that flexible, like crazy, but we're known for like more like dynamic ground power, for instance,
Yeah.
or like just a certain type of style, because it's more stiff.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely the stiff one of us three. But I've figured out how to make it work like in my favor.
True. How did you find that? What you like to what are the shape that you like? I mean, because you said at the beginning, you said you sit down, analyze, and think about the way that you want to present your breaking yourself. How did you?
It started actually pretty simple, because we all have those scenarios where we're doing something. If you're in the train and then your mind starts like constructing around, right?
Yeah.
And I just started really focusing on how that visually looked in my head and tried to translate that to physical life.
I see.
Because in my head, I can take anybody out. Because I'm able to tap into all my abilities and use them correctly, and it looks the way I want it to look. So I need to use that ammunition in real life. So I would try to like, okay, it feels like this in my head. So I try to imitate the shape and how it feels in physical life. And constantly do that, because truth be told, anybody can win on anybody, but if you can like battle your own imagination, the stuff that you do, it's crazy, because you literally will use all your
Everything in your
abilities.
mind.
Everything. Your mind knows all your moves back to front, and your mind knows how to put stuff together and dissect them. So imagine if you can actually do that and have that type of control. It's hard, but it's worth working for, because you can really, really, really break freely from that.
That's words, guys. I feel like there's something deep. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that. But okay, imaginary. Like you need to have a vision.
You need to
first.
know. You need to know what it is that you find super dope. Like you can watch people, and everybody does something that you either like or you don't like.
Yeah.
And the stuff that you don't like confirms you in what you do like even more. And then why is that nice? I like it because this has this shape. Okay, maybe I can't do that shape exactly, but if I wanted to do it, it'll look like this in my head. And how it looks in your head should be the thing that you try to do physically.
Connect with the mind first, guys. Connect with the mind first. Thanks for sharing. That's a really good one. Okay. All right. Simple question. How do you guys have so much confidence? How do you build your confidence? Because sometimes as a newcomer, it's like I just think I'm shit, and then I just inconfident. Like, yeah. What will you guys have advice on that? Like, about confidence.
Hey, my man, 20 years breaking, bro.
20 experience.
Hey, if I don't have confidence now, I will never have it.
Yeah.
You know?
We have so many like breakdancers right here when they dance like 10 plus years, but when you ask them like directly, they would be like, "Oh, did I really do good in that battle? Like, I don't think so." Like, you just feel like they are.
You know what is the problem nowadays? It's the YouTube, it's a lot of videos, a lot of battles, and people, they watch each other all the time, and this makes you compare yourself to other people, and this is big problem, because everybody's different. You shouldn't be like comparing yourself, and then because he did this and the people like it. So what? Your confidence is based on what is the reaction of the people on someone's move or someone's round. This is not correct. As he said, you should be happy about yourself, about what you imagine yourself doing and what you're doing. And this is the most important. Where you should be focused on is yourself, not someone else, So this is already like confidence. I know what I'm doing, I like it. And I'm enjoying my moment, that's it. It's as simple as that.
Do you guys have a lot of problem like people like that? Is this type of question that you get asked in Europe? Just
This type of question?
yeah, like about confidence and stuff like.
I mean, I've had it once. I've had once where they told me like, how do you remain so calm or something? Because people start picking up when I battle. I'm unbothered, and it's purely because it's not okay. This sounds really dramatic when I say I don't care, but it's because I respect myself so much that if it doesn't work, if I crash or whatever, why would I care too much about that? Other than okay, I know what I wanted to do good. Yeah, you can get bummed out, but I won't punish myself because it happens. And like you said, if you watch YouTube, you'll see everybody be good and you'll see everybody be whack at some point. Like everybody is whack at some point.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like a journey of it. And then at the same time, I respect myself so much that I deserve to try this 100%. I give it everything. Why not? And I'm also generally I am very laid back because I know, for instance, when the battle is over, I might have been really good today. I smoked everything, blah blah blah, hit this move, hit that move, but when it's done, I still gotta go back to the supermarket and pay full price for milk.
Real life shit.
It doesn't like I don't get why I would stress myself over something I love to do. I take pleasure in breaking. I should just keep taking pleasure in breaking. This shouldn't become anything where I stress myself over, okay, I have to battle this guy. I don't care. I'll win or I lose. I know the two objects. Like this is gonna happen one way or the other.
Yeah.
And I love breaking. I wouldn't
Be bothered to.
Why would I bother myself
stress
like
that.
it's not working? No, I do this because this makes my soul happy. This gives me peace of mind.
Yeah.
And you know how horrible it is if you are the reason you disturb your own peace.
Yeah.
Usually it could be somebody else. You're trying to sleep, your neighbors are making noise. But if you are the reason that you don't sleep correctly, that's difficult.
That's a difficult.
So
That's
if I
for sure.
break, I don't want to be the reason to why
Yeah.
I'm not enjoying my break.
Interesting. Yeah.
Which
Good
gives
point.
me confidence to
Very good point. Very good point. On that topic. Confident.
Confidence comes also in preparation.
Yeah.
It's like for me, like whenever you battle, like I always think like, we're the same, it doesn't matter. You have to see it in somebody's face that you're confident. Because if you're not confident, it's like a disease, it comes in all your body.
Yeah,
like the way you
get anxious and
dance,
stuff.
your moves, everything. Like you can see the person is not confident,
Yeah.
they are kind of already lost. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the way you look down.
Yeah.
It's like if you're not confident, you start to see it back in your body.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like, especially with hard moves, it's like you need the confidence.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you're not gonna execute. So even if sometimes, like, of course, everybody's human. So some days you don't feel confident, but if you tell yourself, like, hey, I'm here now, You know, let me enjoy it. Let me just do it. You change quickly.
Yeah.
And like you tell yourself this, and then you become confident again.
Mm-hmm.
It's also like you just have to put it, like just do it. Like example, you could see like today a lot of guys, they were like, if they were more confident, the battles would be even like, you know, harder, because then you could see it. But it's like sometimes they lack confidence, the way they end, the way they go away, and this is like points where you can get them. And this is like really important. Like this, and confidence is not necessarily you have to be serious. It's like the having fun, being like he said, comfortable
Yeah.
on stage.
Yeah.
Like when everybody's there looking at you and stuff. This part, you know, like when it's really getting hype, you know, just stay confident, just believe in your stuff,
Yeah.
and the rest will follow. And you know, and you lose, you win, it's normal, it's part of it.
Interesting.
And this is like how it should be, like for me.
Yeah.
If you can tap into your confidence correctly,
Yeah.
you'll lose semifinals, but everybody the whole day knows you were the sickest. You can either win the jam or you can be the people's champ.
Yeah.
The people's champ is the person that actually has the confidence, because that will be the best dancer the whole day.
I agree.
Everybody wins the title. The
Yeah.
next time there's going to be the street festival, somebody else is going to win.
Yeah.
But the person who leaves that has been like, dancing the best, max confidence,
Max confidence.
maximum confidence.
Yeah. That's true. That's what. Respect that. So that means when you just like when you go battle, right, and then you sometimes in your head you have some moves. Maybe it's like 80%, not 100%.
Yeah.
Do you do those moves? Do you have the questions like, should I do this? Like, am I gonna crush?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like for me, it's like sometimes I think in a moment.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just think like if you keep on telling yourself this stuff,
Yeah.
you're never gonna do it.
Yeah.
It's like mental game. It's like you tell yourself I can't do it, then you're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
But sometimes like a lot of moves that I did before, it's like I wasn't thinking, I was just doing
do
it.
it, yeah.
I just believe like I can do it easy.
Yeah.
And that's really important, like because if you tell yourself like, oh I don't know, then it's gonna go bad. And then
Yeah.
your confidence is going away.
Yeah.
And this is really important. That's why preparation is really important.
Yeah.
Because if people get tired, sometimes they also start to lack confidence.
Yeah.
And this like it has to go together.
Preparation.
Yeah.
Are you talking about physical preparation, like training?
Definitely.
Oh,
If
yeah,
you're
yeah.
tired and you're seeing like you have to throw your last round and you're not prepared enough and you're not confident enough that you're gonna even like for me it's like I would say 50% is stamina, 50% is willpower.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of guys they are tired, their legs go down, but if you see in a body like they want to win, like these guys they win because they push themselves over this point.
Yeah.
Just by showing the character, like just fake it even like, hey, I'm not tired, like this, you know, like maybe you are really like dead, you hurt yourself,
yeah.
hey, don't show it, like show like, hey, I'm still here.
Because
At
it's
the end,
also it's a lot in the mind. You know, sometimes you think you cannot make it, but it's because your body trying to tell you, hey, stop. But if in your training you push over this, then you will remember, oh, but I was tired in the practice and I still did it 10 more times. So now I can do it, you know, because you have experienced that moment of exhausted.
The tiredness.
Yeah. So you know what is your limit, your real limit.
Real limit.
Yeah.
The mind
There's
game.
always like what's it called? Unsubconscious 100% that you have, which is usually either adrenaline
Yeah.
or this willpower.
This is willpower.
That's when you fatigue.
Yeah.
You look and breathe and you feel like, oh, this is heavy. But again, if you know what you're capable of, you tap into that.
True.
All you gotta do is catch your breath and you'll be fine.
Some weird. All right. Let's get into the next one. Oh, actually, this one is for spring.
Michael
Okay.
Jordan.
Alright, so, well, the world, you know, because the world know that you're known for musicality, and then, yeah, we just have this question right here asking, how did you develop the way you listen to music? Do you have any music background, like, I don't know, how do you develop the way you listen to music? 预估的问题. Now, how do you approach with listening to
you
music?
gotta listen to music the whole day. That's
I grew up as a
whole
kid.
thing.
I grew up as a kid listening to a lot of music,
Okay.
a lot of different music also. But it's also like a hobby. I like music, the composition of sounds and like the way they amp each other. And that's just how I react to. I just react to what I can hear.
react to
literally.
what you can hear.
Yeah. I don't necessarily have figured out the formula because it's very different from person to person. Because we can all, if we sat down, we all could be able to hear the same things, but it's
Yeah.
being able to react to it also, or like visualize it. And that's one of the things that I really luckily have an easier method to do. I can really visualize the things that I hear. And it's not just the same. It's not the same music. I listen to all type of different music because all different music trains your ear, trains your mind, and trains your imagination. Yeah, it's so weird because people say like, how do you practice your musicality? Because I never did.
You never did.
I never practiced my musicality ever.
How?
I never did. Not once. Which sounds super arrogant, but I really never did. I'm trying to be as honest as possible. I just listen to a lot of music.
And
this
when you
sounds-
train, do you
I train to a lot of music.
Oh, okay.
And you know, some of it's fast, some of it's slow. Some has no beats at all. It's pure sound, melody. Some like goes hard. Like, sometimes it might be dubstep when we feel like, okay, now we're gonna throw some demonic shit.
Yeah.
I think a good way to start out with it is to understand music as well. Like if you pay attention to like this different construction from beat to melody to lyric to like the rhythm of it, the cadence, like what pace it's going at. If you start off with like paying attention to these things and like get comfortable with these things, it's much easier to dance freely. I feel like.
How do you practice that reaction to the music?
Shit, press play.
Huh?
Press play.
Just practice.
Press play. At some point my body's gonna move to something.
Yeah. Okay.
And the thing is also, it can be super weird and hard to practice because it's very unknown.
Yeah.
But
So
this is where you become good.
okay to explore.
You have to be in the room of darkness so long that you understand the whole construction, like the whole infrastructure of the building, without light. And then when you see it, I'm like, oh. Press play, man. Press play, and then just stop judging yourself. Stop thinking too much. Just let your ears and like your reflexes do all the work.
Sick. Thanks for sharing. Okay. So, well, today you guys did a battle. So, how do you guys find the battles here in Taiwan? And how does it compare with the jam in Europe?
Everybody can fly. Shit.
Yeah. People are good in the power moves.
Everybody can fly.
All the power moves. I was happy with the crowd also. They were like really pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the first battle, when we get in, like people are screaming so much, we're like, hey, let's go. You know, we got hyped. We got hyped. Yeah, this is nice, you know, because we some battles. That's again, you know, people see so much breaking that they don't really react. You know, because a lot of stuff it's hard or it's like it's just fun, but people don't give love. You know, but here we could feel like a lot of love. That was a lot of us screaming and supporting. And yeah, I think it pushed us to give more also. That's what when you receive so much, you want to give also.
True. You don't get that in Europe?
Huh?
You don't get that in Europe? Not as
Yeah,
much.
some places, but I feel like we lost it a little bit. Like
It's
some
kind of
places,
spoiled. Because there's so many heavy hitters there is in Europe, so people get spoiled. They're
Get
like,
spoiled.
because they see it, and then, you know, they think in their mind, oh, that was crazy, but they look like this. I promise you, so many jams.
You have that 1.5 to Asia?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay.
But then you think about it, like, I can't even do it myself. Yeah, I should actually respect what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons also why, like, we'll battle people also, but if they do good, we'll let them know, like, that was good. Good, now you're amping it up. Now I can actually react and you know, take out the round as well, or take out the round.
Take out the rounds.
But that was nice here, because, you know, it feels good. You're with your friends, people, I haven't even done anything.
Yeah.
It's about to be a great day.
Nice.
It's about to be a great day.
Okay.
I really understand this. I'm from a small island. I'm from Martinique Island. Till
Yeah.
my 18 years old, I was there, and it was also like very hype for me when I started. Like when someone from outside come, it's like it's super hype, you know.
Yeah.
And I think you have this feeling here because you don't have so much like foreigners coming,
yeah.
and that's and we lost this a little bit in the culture because every weekend there is like 2, 3, 4 jams, and like everybody can travel easy.
Yeah.
So you see everybody every time. It's the same like the videos. So like in your brain, you saw everything almost, and
Instantly.
it's like yeah. So it's not. It doesn't hit the same like before.
So, in your opinion, do you think we should have more James or less James?
Maybe less.
Maybe less.
More
Yeah,
quality.
maybe less.
Yeah, more quality than
Too
quantity.
many James these days.
It's too much. Yeah. For me, it's too much. Like I don't know. I try to do less as possible. You know? I really try. Now it's a little bit hard with the because I'm in the French team now with like all the Olympic stuff.
Yeah.
And we have this circuit that we must do to collect points, blah 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 blah. And yeah, it's kind of a lot of competition. And yeah, sometimes I don't really. It's a lot. It's a lot, and you lose a little bit of the magic when you do too much.
You get tired of it.
It transitions into work.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It
that's
becomes
true.
work. You gotta go here, I gotta do the job again, and blah blah blah. And then sometimes it goes good, sometimes it goes bad, but it just becomes work. It kills the actual thrill of why you went in the first place. So
When you go to a battle, you should be like, yo, I'm gonna go to this battle. You know, you're craving for it. You know, it's not like, oh, it's weekend, okay, battle. You know?
Yeah. No,
I'll see you next week. Yeah, I'll see you next week. I've seen you for the last 3 months back to back, every weekend.
How do you personally manage that? Because now it's kind of like how do you guys manage that?
Shit, that's easy.
It's easy.
You just don't go.
I just don't go. I have no problem not being anywhere at
But for
all.
Olympics, you have like scores, like you have like points you need to collect, right?
Yeah. So you need to choose. I think it's smarter like to just choose where you want to go, and when you go for real, and you really want to dance.
Yeah.
Like like for example, like let's say we have 5 competitions,
Yeah.
and they're gonna take your 3 best results.
Yeah.
So some people they prefer to do the 5. Me, I prefer to do maybe 3.
Sure.
Then what happen. If I have the points, good. If I don't have the points, it's life. You know. But I prefer to go to these 3, and I really want to go, and I really prepare. You know?
Yeah.
And I feel like okay, I want to battle. Yeah.
Does that mean that you guys ready when it comes to Taiwan then? You came for the battle like before?
Taiwan?
Yeah,
I've
because you
never been
guys have invitation to battles pretty often, right? Like,
Yeah. But that doesn't mean you have to say yes every time.
That's why you here.
This guy, he texted, yo man, we can go to Taiwan, and you're down? Yes. I've never been.
Yeah.
So it's always nice to travel, adventure. And
Should
be
stay
somewhere
longer
else.
next time, guys. Like,
Yeah,
you need to go to the south part of Taiwan.
Hey, somebody tell somebody to turn off the rain. Man,
No,
that
but
would
you
be-
get
Oh
love.
yeah, actually yeah.
You get love. Like a lot of b-boys, they get their shine also in Asia. Every
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
like I'm since 2013, I've been going to Asia, like Taiwan. Like
For
first,
sure.
first time I went to Taiwan, it was like crazy because a lot of because they know you only from internet, so you already get the love.
Yeah.
And this pushes you, so they start to see everything for the first time. And when this happens, you're gonna do extra your best. So when you come back, you're more motivated
Yeah.
to push. And like all the little jams that he said, like you're doing, this is more for us like a practice.
Yeah.
Like you lose, it's okay, you know. Like we can only pick and choose which battle we really want to do.
Yeah.
But also like we don't expect the crowd's gonna go crazy. Like if we go, then you go for yourself. You're like, okay, I go for a mission. I'm not gonna expect the music, this. It's like you have to throw it away. Just go for your like work, you know.
Yeah.
In Asia's always love like this, you know, like from Taiwan to Korea to Japan, like we always like any battle that we did, the crowd gives you the energy. And this also like develops our brain. Because you feel like okay,
This
I want
is
to
the-
push more,
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
can get this
The
like
motivation, yeah.
yeah, and people really show you like, hey, we like you. They come after you, they talk with you, they want to like it's the little things, like even taking the pictures, like we're not celebrities, so this is bullshit, you know, for me. Like we
Yeah.
are just humans, but still people give you this love, and you're like, oh shit, you are somebody for them. Because this, you want to be like a good example, and you
Be
want
better.
and you want to push yourself.
Yeah.
Because for us, like of course with the COVID times, it's like there was nothing happening. Like everybody was spoiled, like really spoiled. Like they see a lot of videos, like you said, then you just sit there, you're bored. Like people are killing, like throwing crazy rounds. People are just like this, one on the phone, like really. And like here, it's like people pay attention,
Yeah.
and like they let you know, like hey, if you kill it. And this is like a really important thing.
Nice. So you guys don't have that same vibe in Europe, like when you go
There
to,
is
for example, like
few.
other countries.
There is
My
few.
country does.
Yeah.
In Denmark is usually, but it's also because the majority of people that goes there, you have the people that compete, but the rest of the audience are like regular people.
Regular people. Oh.
Like regular actual people that are just like, whoa, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Europe is
Yeah.
very critical. Like they really like they really like you have to really go over the top to get love. You know what I mean?
What? So,
It's not
why
like,
is it like that?
And if they like you that day, like that's the thing. Like if somebody comes from Brazil or whatever, he comes to Europe, he will get the love. Like the way Asia gives us love. Like you know.
Yeah.
But the guys that are in Europe or whatever, or they see too much, you're gonna know like it's okay. Like they don't.
Oh yeah.
You don't get the love that much. So
Oh,
it's for them, they're bored. They're really like. Plus, you see every weekend.
I was about to say, you see what I'm saying? Like every weekend, you go to this gym, and if you'll see the same people over and over again. It's like watching the same movie.
But there are so many countries in Europe though.
I know, and they all go to the same gyms,
Damn.
which is nice, but it's also it has like its plus and its minus.
True.
Because if you always go to the same gym, also you just put up like a longer break to break when you want to evolve.
True.
You go to the same gym, everybody knows what you're gonna do. Again, the problem with being predictable. You want to be unpredictable? Go away for some time. Get some new inspiration. Don't be everywhere.
Yeah.
Create something new.
Yeah.
Refresh your mind. Come back. Come back with some new stuff.
Have cadence with your life and dance.
Focus on other things sometimes. It's not bad. Practice.
That's okay.
That's word. That's
It's
word.
actually okay.
Okay, so today, do you guys have any favorite b-boy or crew that you guys versus on the stage?
I had a favorite b-boy,
Oh, which one?
but it was not battling today. I saw him just practicing. It was like a little kid.
Little
Like
kid?
a little power move kid.
Uh-huh.
I don't know his name.
Saturn.
Saturn.
Oh, okay. From performance.
Performance crew. Oh, thank you, Sean.
For me, this kid, I was looking at him practicing. And like, yeah, it's like one of my favorite because he's like so young and like really doing high level power.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Kid this day.
No, really though.
Crazy, yeah.
No, for seriously, kids these days it's ridiculous.
I know.
It's ridiculous. And this man did one arm air flare to flare. I will never do this ever in my life. He did it twice.
He was only like 10 years old.
He did it twice. He stood up and he looked, and they just picked him up like a little sack of potatoes and put him there. I was like, yo, these kids can do so much crazy shit.
Exactly.
Was it Malish? You did how many 2000? 35?
40 or something.
Why can a little 9-year-old kid do 2000s that is beyond the number of 20?
Oh my god.
Just beyond it. Hey, let's be real. If you see somebody 2000 and they hit more than 2, everybody lose their mind.
Yeah.
Now imagine staying there for another plus 35. What's going on? What's going on?
Am I failure or something? Like, yeah.
I'm not even on film. I'm like, yeah. Fuck it.
But I
Let's
think
sit
in
down and enjoy the show.
Taiwan, when I started breaking actually, with all my stuff, I had a favorite b-boy. He was from Taiwan. His name is Tower.
Oh, tower.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Like since 2006, like we sent a message on Messenger. He sent me his videos, and he was like far ahead of his time. And he was like really like a big inspiration for me.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you guys been like messaging each other for a while?
No, there was just that time.
Just that time.
And then we battled each other like later.
Yeah.
But it was really cool because we know each other. And it's like
Yeah. Nice.
I've never seen Tower at the
You got a
one-on-one
favorite?
Battle of the Year.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
definitely. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
What crew?
I don't know, man. I was just happy to
Just
battle.
happy to battle. This guy just happy, bro.
Yeah.
Just be happy.
Yeah, be
in
happy.
the moment.
Good food here. Hey.
Hey, food.
Hey, you guys eat well. You eat so good.
Yeah.
You eat so good.
Quality.
Wow.
Variety also.
No, but it's also
I know.
actually good for the body too. It's actually on a high level and it's healthy. And it just tastes really good.
Really? What particular food you guys have been eating these days?
I don't know the name. Damn. The vegetables just taste magnificent.
Damn.
It's good. Oh wait, taro milk. Taro milk is the shit. If
What's
anybody
that?
sees this and you have anything to do with taro milk, please ship it to me.
Oh, taro milk. Oh, 是那个芋头奶.
Taro milk is the best
It's
thing
on
that
your
ever was made.
You get it from night market?
Huh?
Night market? Do you get it from night market?
I haven't been to Night Market. I went to 7-Eleven. That was
That's
enough.
the night mark.
Oh, that is the Night Market.
台湾的食物我 top
High level in- high level in war.
magnificent shit.
Not spicy. No.
Nice.
Tower milk. If you ever have anything to do with tower milk, call me.
The food, the food.
Call me.
Chloe. What about 快结束了。Yeah, do you have favorite b-boy crew in this event today?
There's a lot of people that I actually saw for the first time without knowing who they necessarily was, because this is the thing with Instagram nowadays.
Oh yeah.
There will be something that goes on and you don't know where they're from, and then you think like, that might be friend. I don't know the name, but there's this. What's his name? The guy that does the Gremlins.
Sanji.
Sanji.
Yeah.
He spends like crazy on this
Sanji,
one.
I think from TC.
This is one of the. Not to say that he's my. Not to say that he's my favorite, but it's one of the things of like, yo, that's sick,
Sick moves.
and you know you should know that. Yeah, shit.
Sick. Yeah,张三，这是你的问题，所以就是你再问一下有问题。你说那个就是他们对世界，
对，你就直接问了，你就直接问了。
我问题的问题是什么？
就是现在世界 B-boy 的发展成这样，他们有什么看法？然后自己的想法是什么？然后最后想要再问 The Rocket 想要带给世界什么？
Kind of like a broad question. So you know, b-boy cultures has developed this day, like in the just worldwide. You know, has developed to this
Olympic.
certain level. So, do you guys have any point of view of it? Like,
What was the question?
the question is like, the b-boy cultures.
发展成这样是好了还是坏？
Do you
还
think
是
like people like the b-boy culture till this day, developed till this day with all the you know we have all the Olympics commercial and with internet all that. Do you think it's good?
No, for me it's 50-50. Like one side is good because financial, a lot of people start to get like work, they start to make money just off breaking. The other side is like the culture part. It's like to enjoy breaking, not just to do one-on-one and win and like this. So, example, like I have my own event like Crash Fest. It's just pure for the tricks and just to do dope stuff. There's no judges. Like just to get this essence back, like from before. Like you shouldn't care too much. Just
Yeah.
come and like kill it. Like don't be too. Don't dance too like straight like this the whole time. And this happens with a lot of young culture now. This is the first thing they see. Like the moment people start breaking, they go on YouTube and they see only a lot of one-on-one competitions that you have to win to be somebody. But before, like he breaks 20 years, I break 16 years. When we started, it was like
Nothing.
different. No, it's like you want to be at all battles. All example, you want to be there. You don't want to win like a big one-on-one or whatever. No, you want to be at all bets or to kill it and to leave. You don't have to win. Like it's
I
it's
know.
really important to do it
Enjoy
also.
it.
Yeah, it's like just enjoy breaking. And this is where like the real the hype comes from. Like everybody. Like I sound like an old man, but you feel it.
I know-
the
I
fun
know.
goes away.
Yeah.
If you are going to the event, you see 300 registrations. You wait for your time to do the qualifier. Wait again. Like
Yeah, all the process,
all
same process.
Same process. There's no ciphers. There's nobody sharing. Before I would just go to a jam to see people practicing,
Yeah.
just to watch them. I sit there. I just watch them practice. And for me, that was the whole jam. I don't have to watch the battles. I was just looking like, oh, the end is here, or let me just watch what he's doing. He's practicing. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Now I'm inspired. I go home. Like
I know what you mean. Yeah.
this, like it's for the feeling. Like
This has been missing for years.
before, like people would just after the jam finished, people would go backstage and they would practice. Like people sharing, throwing crazy stuff like this. But now it's because it's a boring day. It's a long day. There's
Yeah.
not much happening. People don't give each other this space, to share.
Yeah. That's true. That's how I feel as well.
Yeah.
What about like Ed? What do you think about the?
There is many aspects that we lost, and like you said, the individuality, a lot of one-on-ones. People focus about just themselves and about winning. Because of that, we're losing a lot of connection between each other, like a crew feeling, for example. You don't see much crew battles.
Yeah.
What crew battles do you see now? You don't see much, And it's not only about the crew battle, but it's also about training with a crew. Like sharing moments with a crew. This brings you a whole different feeling and a different vibe into your growing, into your breaking. and I think we're losing that. And I feel that it would be nice. It's also our job, but somehow we should teach the younger generation about a little bit about this. You know, not thinking only about themselves, but if they have few other friends that they practice together, maybe try to make it a little bit deeper than just practice battle. You know.
What was your approach on teaching younger generation
Oh, I
about the other side of this culture, like what he said, like 50-50?
Yeah, I would be talking about that. You know, I would share my vision about breaking, like the way I try to grow, but also about this part. It's really important. I think it's not really their fault though, because they just arrive in that period. It's a lot of money involved,
Yeah.
and a lot of competitions and a lot of breaking, a lot of YouTube, a lot of cheap flights.
Yeah. That's right.
You know, it's like it's maybe it looks weird maybe for people, young people, to hear this. It's good, like you said, because it's facilities.
Yeah.
But we're losing something, you know, and we should try to find ways to make this better and at least share this vision with the youngest.
Share the visions. Keep sharing. Keep sharing.
Yes, exactly.
What about Zubrin? What do you think about the way coaches?
I feel like the culture has subconsciously divided itself into two realms, and one has more visuals than the other. It's like you have like the competitive side,
Yeah.
and then like the underground jam side.
Yeah.
And I mean, the nice thing about it is that it's so available, and it is on all platforms, all digital platforms, is that more people can actually learn about it and actually, give it its worthy respect that it actually deserves. So it's not like when you ask us, for instance, like, what do? Yeah, you break. Oh, people still do that. Yes. Can you live from this? No. I've been dead for the last 10 years. You see me standing here in live flesh. I'm healthy like you. Yes, you can live with this.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice. And then the other side is it becomes this new thing that a lot of investors want to get into, to find out the ways to exploit,
Yeah.
make money off of.
Yeah.
And some of the things can, like Taufik said, can be really good because now you can actually create a life from doing what you love.
Exactly.
And why would you not do that? Of course you need to do that. That would be stupid not to.
Yeah.
And then the other side is like the lack of, for instance, having the different crew battles is when everything becomes so individual, because it used to be us or we, and that turned into me. I'm going to this now. I'm going to that now. When you go into all these flights and all these different destinations and all these competitions, it can be fun every now and then, but there is nothing better than when you go with your friends, like your chosen family.
That's true.
These are the defining moments. Every time you go somewhere, that's gonna leave like some type of mark that helps you develop yourself for the coming years. And with all these like one-on-ones, which is good because you can strive to become better, but there's so much inspiration to pick up from your own crew or your friend or like your circle. And that, for instance, is a great place to build your self-esteem, to build your like confidence, to build your character, to build like whatever essence you feel like is good because you're in a safe space that you can explore without any pressure and then venture out to the world, So, yeah, I mean, I just hope whoever comes into this also will deep dive into the importance of just the enjoyment of dancing. Because true, now you want to be a champion of this, but at some point in time, all you wanted to do is just make all battles all. If you make all battles all, that means that you are dope. Somewhere around the world, a lot of people respect you. They just want to see you dance, and you just want to dance. You just want to be chosen to represent your part of the world because you're that good.
Yeah.
That was actually the first versions I saw for like the people's champs. Like everybody had the different champions, but they're all from the same region. And then you had like Europe and USA and Team Korea. Like those were champions. And then you have your subjective opinion, like, oh no, I don't like this guy, I don't like that guy. But still, they were good. Like, if you wanted to battle them, it's not like you would take them out. So you respected them still.
Interesting. That's a very good point. I think still have one more last questions. Okay, so one last one is like,
Tarmo.
okay,
No,
I'm gonna
no
tell you.
Tarmo.
Don't tell me what is your
No Tarmo?
no?
Tarmo?
Taro milk? Do we have taro milk right here? We need some taro milk.
Sure. I had to try.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright, so one last question is how to sustain the B-boy lifestyle, because you know we have lots of hungry artists right here. People are starving. People they just want to dance, but they just don't have any skill in the society, and then they kind of broke and always in debt, always like struggling, hustling. Yeah,
For me, it's really easy.
because you guys are traveling everywhere and getting sponsors.
I think for me, it's really easy. You have to be honest to yourself.
Yeah.
Some people can live from this just by dancing. Some people get these opportunities. Some people take a normal job and they practice. You know, a normal job, what it takes, 9 to 5, you finish. If you love breaking, you go from 6 to 9, you train, and then until you get the opportunity to, to live from breaking, you should just be honest to yourself and like work for it. If you don't have it, don't try to accept that you're gonna live from it, because you're gonna be broke. People have to pay their rent, people have to eat. You can't travel with 10 euros in your pocket. It's not smart. Like this is a lot of people do it. They go broke and they can't eat just to practice and hopefully to win an event. Like for us, it's not a necessity to take the prize money. It's a gift for us. Because even if we didn't win, we have our jobs, we have our life, we can pay our rent, we can have our roof, like we have a roof, we have food. Like you have to first think about make a living before you think about like, oh, okay, I believe in myself, I can do it. Like it's two parts. Like you have to have money, you need peace in your head, financial peace, so you can also do everything else in peace, without pressure. Like don't go to a battle just to win for the money, because otherwise you can't go back because you don't have a little bit of money to survive. This is like for us, this is all commitment. This is when you do, like when you're 16, 17, you can do this. We have responsibilities and you have to take it really serious. And this for everybody. Like hey, if you're starving, take a job. You can work. You have the power. You have the strength to work. Go work, and then you can go to practice. And if you are really in love with this practice and you really wanna make it, you will find a way to make it.
You should put love first.
Yes.
Like if you truly like it, then I think stuff can come with it.
Yeah. So it can happen like this, for people.
You gotta have patience.
Yeah.
None of this comes easy. Like, he's been dancing 20 plus years, 16 years, 19 years. It's not like it doesn't come overnight. So every time you see it nowadays, it looks like everybody just made it overnight. Like, when you do go to one jam and now it's like this. No, you still gotta find out a way to like stabilize yourself. Because you won't ever be able to do good if you're not stable. It's very simple. And if your surroundings aren't stable, be honest with yourself. Figure out a way to change your surroundings so it's more optimal. If you work for 6 months, gain a whole lot of money or just whatever money you get from that, and then you feel like, okay, now I want to travel to this country because I feel like this country maybe has some opportunities for me, so I'll try to go there. And then you try, and you'll continue trying. As long as you stay stable, you can always try. And at some point, it's gonna pay off. And then when you try the right place at the right time, you'll actually, that's when you get the invite. And then the invite, and you get an invite to something else. And then now you get props. Now the judges remember you. They're like, okay, this guy's up and coming. Yeah, he's cool. Like, this girl's up and coming. Yeah, watch. And then you started like to build yourself little by little. And then you might venture into, then they might ask you for a workshop, to give a class. Now they want to have you for a theater. Now you can you have to have patience and build step by step. Just don't lie to you. Don't expect nothing will come to you. Nothing will come to you. You have to work hard to deserve it.
A lot of favorite b-boys that are here, they won't believe, but some guys that just have a job. You don't see it, but they kill. Like they will go to a gym, they smoke everybody, and then they just go back to their regular job and continue their life and practice without worries. Because, like he said, you need safety, so you don't need an organizer to go there. You can go by yourself, you can pay your own hotel, you can pay your own food. And if you lose, you just go back because, it's you're out of your own pocket. And this, we do it too, you know, like sometimes you're really hungry to go to a gym, right? You have the money to go, then go. You don't need every time to give out your hand to ask, can I come please? This you have to establish this for yourself.
It becomes problematic when you're dependent. When you depend on people and you're not independent, dude, it's a long way home. It's a way too long way home.
And at one point, you're gonna be forced. If you're doing so good in breaking, you're gonna be forced to quit your regular job because you are too busy making money in breaking. But then you can choose because you have no option. Then you're like, oh, I really want to go there. I have to go there. Like you're gonna be every weekend. You're gonna be busy, and then you're gonna be smart with it. And you'll be like, oh, I make more money doing 10 workshops than doing a half a year of work. So when you do this, then you have to keep on
Know
doing
your
it.
priority. Yeah.
Yes.
Seriously, and then fix your surroundings.
Yep.
We are super lucky. Like we're fortunate.
Yeah.
We actually created a crew that for a long time was like underdogs. Because then everybody would prefer on the crews and like, oh, we're not dope enough or whatever. And now, like we've built so much, and like we can go on tours because we've actually honed our skills and been patient enough, so we can get paid to do our tours. We can like create our jams, create our own events. If we have ideas, we did a festival. Like we're super fortunate because we stuck together and like worked hard. Knew it wouldn't come easy. So you just gotta you gotta be honest. It's super nice to have like that surrounding. Because it can help you build, and we wanted to build together. Like we actually make money off the things that we love now. And we know at some point we're not gonna do this forever. But for the time being right now, we can.
You're making it happen. So you all got like a 9-to-5 job back in the days when you were like still grinding.
I'm actually fortunate. I always been working with dancing.
Oh.
Like I started when I was 15, like teaching classes and like doing theater, because there was a big scene for that in Denmark back home.
True.
And I knew the right people apparently. You know.
Very lucky.
I had a regular job before I started like living from breaking, but for me it was the same. I was like having a regular job, training, and then I was like, oh, I'm busy. Oh, I start to get a lot of gigs. Oh, let me stop. So
True.
you just grow into it.
Just go into it.
Yeah.
What about like it? You got 9-to-5 before?
No.
Always with dancing.
I always stay with the plan A,
Stay with the
which
plan.
was breaking, and I had I really work for it. You know, I was always chasing ways to because I was just in love with breaking. So I started in 2000. I was still like in how do you say in English? In French, it's college.
College.
College. University.
No. Way before that. I started way before that. I was like 13 or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So at that time, so if you're at school, you're still with your parents. So at that time, I work a lot to be like
Good dancers.
one of the best. So then I started like by the time I wanted to, I was done with school. I had already started with like some people call me for shows.
Oh, I see.
You know, so that's why it went good together.
Your
Yeah,
hard
the
work.
timing was good. You know.
For instance, him,
Yeah.
like from where he grew up, if you think about somebody else from Europe, like how he actually approached it, he was very honest with himself. Because he knew if he stays here too long, it won't change, it won't like evolve. So he made a choice to switch his surroundings and try to move somewhere else where it made a little bit more sense for him. And then he ventured out, he stayed patient and working consistently on himself to make it better. And now, you know,
Oh, here he is in Taiwan, traveling, still going to Korea.
man, 34-year-old, he took one of the hardest one-on-ones.
Nice.
A lot of people
Okay.
think about the young guns doing it, but now here you have actually a grown man.
Nice.
Alright, boys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you guys. Thanks for sharing.